It's time to go back. I haven't streamed in a year, but it's Turtle Tuesday, and I have returned. Anything can happen, can't you feel it? Tonight, we are reviewing the TMNT news of 2025, my TMNT videos of 2025, and a whole lot more. So hold on to your shell, hit the like button, Mutation Nation, get excited. It's gonna be a fun night. Let's go! Welcome to My Ninja Turtles channel. It's 9 p.m. in New York City. And this is the Ninja Turtles show. How the shell are you? Your weekly live stream, yearly live stream, every Turtle Tuesday, covering a lot. Ninja Turtles news, toys, cartoons, comics, whatever the shell we want. Can you feel the excitement? Can you feel the energy? Type a T in the chat. T for Turtles. A T for Turtles from me to you, a T for Turtles, and a T for thank you for joining me. After a long hiatus, I am back. Even Shaq is typing a T in the chat. T for Turtles. Hope you're all doing well. Lot to get to, and we are celebrating tonight. We're having a slice. 21 pizza salute from me to you, because we are back. We're having fun. Everybody's in the chat. Veronica, welcome back. Gen X Catholic, thank you for catching the secret stream. Vacu Reborn, of course. David 2 Draw, Break D Radio, S13, Stephen Murphy, welcome back. Archilo Corpse, welcome. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a good year. I told you guys I would see you in the new year. I just didn't specify which new year. Last time I streamed was 2024, a long time ago. Can you believe it? It's been over a year, and I'm back in the saddle, and I'll let you know it's not like riding a bike at all. I don't feel comfortable or confident or anything, but I'm here, so what can you say? Tonight we have a lot to talk about. TMNT news of 2025, a lot to go over. We'll be hitting the major points. Stupidazo, what's going on? And my TMNT videos from 2025, we're going to review those as well, so it's going to be a great show. I'm happy you guys joined me. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you don't hear on YouTube. I recently hit 7,000 followers. Thank you all for that. We'll give a little round of applause for that one. Thank you to all of you. And of course, go subscribe on Rumble as well. Growing the channel there. And follow along on Twitter, X, at my TMNT channel. Recently hit 1,000 followers on Twitter. So 2 little achievements recently. Just wanted to say thanks. But I gotta say, I missed you guys. 2025, though, was not the best year. 2025 was not the best year. I gotta say, for Ninja Turtles especially, 2025 kind of sucks. Sucked, excuse me. Before we get started, all of my predictions from 2024 were correct. I was right about everything, the trajectory of the franchise, all that stuff. I felt a weird feeling. I didn't like some of the stuff going on, and I was right. 2025 was not a good year. You know, last time we spoke, it was the 40th anniversary is 2024. It was exciting. There was a fever pitch in the air. But since then, you know, things have changed for the Ninja Turtles. There was excitement in 2024, but it dissipated. It went down a lot in 2025. And it's not just me feeling this way. I got to say, I took did some charts. We did some polling of the audience here. I put out a little poll for you guys to vote on. Which decade of Ninja Turtles is the worst? And the 2020s was the big winner, almost 80%. So it's not just me. I thought 2025 was a bad year for the Turtles, but we're going to talk about it anyway. It's kind of exciting. It's kind of interesting. It's kind of a few interesting things that went on. And I rephrased the question in a positive way. Which decade was the best? And it was even worse for 2015 to today. Only 3% of people voting that the current decade is the best decade of the Ninja Turtles. So not just me. 2025 was rough for the Turtles. There was a lot of cancellations, and we're going to get to all of that. We're going to review my videos from throughout the year. So buckle up. Thank you all for joining me. I guess I'm just going to get right into it and start going over my old videos. You guys have probably seen these, but you know, every time I post a video, after I upload it, I realize a couple other things. I'd like to explain myself differently. A whole bunch of other stuff. You get, after you actually do it, you learn from it, and you want to add more. So I'm going to go over some of my videos from last year. And you guys can chime in as well. Let me know which videos you like and all that stuff, which you didn't like. Okay, here we go. This video was why I quit reading comics. And of course, I quit reading comics back in 2024, but I didn't get around to making this video till 2025. It took me a while. New year, same old me, I'm lazy, what can I say? But the writing was on the wall back in 2024 when I quit reading comics and all that stuff. The stories are poorly written. They're too messy, bad continuity, bad choice of stories, and they don't really go anywhere. And not a good value, $5 a comic. It's never satisfying. It's always just leading you on to the next issue. The covers are like clickbait. You know, you could spend $10 a month on comics, or you could spend $10 a month on like a streaming service that's unlimited. You get like 30 minutes worth of comic reading or Netflix. It's you know, it's a waste of money. A lot of fluff in these comics too. And the people that make comics generally seem to be terrible people. I don't know about these people that make comics. They're a little of a different group of people, and I really don't like supporting their supporting their company if I don't have to. I saw recently that Ra's al Ghul's grandchild is trans in some Batman comic. Why are they doing this? Does anyone like this? So I can't support these companies. They hate you. Next video, Jack Kirby. I accused Jack Kirby of being a fibber, a liar. I said he was a great storyteller, and he also told stories about his own life. So some people, people exaggerate, people embellish. It's fine, but Jack Kirby was 5'2", and I think he had like a little bit of a complex thing. Not all short people have this, but like tall people have a complex sometimes too. Sometimes really tall people, they get this halo effect. They get an arrogance. It's one of those things. In this video, there's a bunch of stories. He spoke with the Comics Journal, and he had a story about climbing over clotheslines when he was a kid. The clotheslines that go from building to building, he would climb on them. So he's light because he's only he's going to grow up to be 5'2". But then he has a story about how he would knock people out before his bar mitzvah. And if you grow up to be 5'2", you're not knocking anybody out when you're 12. You can't generate the force. You don't have the mass needed to generate a knockout. That's why, heavyweights obviously have more knockouts than featherweights. So he's light enough to cross a clothesline, but heavy enough to knock someone out. It just, there's this urban legend around him since he's passed away and everything. He's a talented artist, very talented storyteller, but he just applied it to his own personal life too. But, in these war stories, I feel they're all fabricated, blah, blah, blah. But you guys get the drift. So that's Jack Kirby. I may make a second video about it in more detail. So we'll see about that one. Next, why this April sucks. I focused on the writing and not her appearance. I've already made several videos about the appearance, so this one I decided to switch it up and focus on the subpar writing. And that was a good choice to do. That was a nice angle to take it. You guys just hear my phone in the background. I was checking this stream to make sure it's working. I'm getting error messages out the wazoo from YouTube. They're telling me I'm dropping keyframes or something. I have a keyframe deficit. Let me know if it looks all right. But that was an April O'Neil video. I made a few of those. Also, I made a video about Greg Sipes being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at only 44 years old. He was the voice of Michelangelo in the 2012 show, and he's the voice of Beast Boy as well. I'm not a Teen Titans guy, but I'm aware of that. So it's sad. He's diagnosed with Parkinson's. Greg Sipes is a weird guy. I follow him on X, and he's a very spiritual guy. He's very weird, and he kind of has a funny look sometimes. It's like he did too much ecstasy at some point. Like he did LSD and like never came back down. He's like perma-fried or something. And he has Parkinson's. He's a young guy, and he's doing all these strange treatments and far out medicine. And he posts videos of himself like naked, smoking weed and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on here? I followed you because you're the Michelangelo voice actor, and now you're running around naked smoking weed. He like lives on a farm with Roseanne Barr. He like lives in a tent or something. But I wish him the best of luck. He has Parkinson's, so that was the Greg Sipes video. Next, the Great April O'Neil video, the Great April O'Neil replacement theory video. I made this one earlier this year. This was the longest video I've ever made, and it also took the longest to make. The first seed of this video started in January 2023. I tweeted, I'd prefer alien Ninja Turtles over a fat black April O'Neil. There was a leak that April was going to be chubby and black in the... there was a leak that April was going to be chubby and black in Mutant Mayhem, which wasn't out yet. And of course, it was revealed in March 2023 that April would have that design on the right. And I wasn't happy about that, of course. This video was originally going to be called April is White 2. I made a video in 2022 called April is White, and this was going to be the sequel. But when I got the title, The Great April O'Neil Replacement Theory, I had to add a few things and move a few things around and make sure it fit. I tried to record it in 2023. I tried to record it in 2024. It just wasn't working. It had a weird tone. It didn't work. And I finally finished it up in 2025. This video took it was in the background, honestly. I wasn't working on it every day or anything. It was on the back burner, but in a sense, this might be my best video. It didn't bring me any joy to make it, though. I don't know. It was tough to make. It was like a bunch of serious topics, and I had to look into the abyss on this one. It took a lot out of me making these serious topic videos. But the title was definitely the missing piece. The Great April O'Neil Replacement Theory. Funny title, pun, taboo, all the stuff I like. Even though I got a Wikipedia warning on the video, they gave me some Wikipedia warning, warning disinformation. But I had to do it. I knew that was going to happen with that title. It was funny. I had to had to go for it. So that's that. That's the Great April O'Neil Replacement video. Next, coming up, just reviewing all the videos of 2025, and we'll get right into the news. Doing that serious political video made these lighter videos. I learned and leveled up from doing a serious video. It made the fun videos a lot more fun, and I think hopefully made them a lot better. Honestly, probably not any better, but I hope it did. But I learned from the serious videos. Making a heavier video makes a lighter video seem more enjoyable or more fun. So I did this Animaniacs video, and I did a video about King of the Hill. And I hope they made me better. It was like cross-training or something. You do a serious video, you do a light video. There's skills to be learned in both of them, and I definitely would like to get better at that. It's about time. I've made 350 videos. Could I get better already? Everyone says, oh, you'll progress, you'll learn. I haven't learned yet. It's been 4 years or something. Thank you for 4 years on YouTube, by the way. But I'd like to get better at some point, so we'll see. I'm still working on it. And finally, last video of the year I made was another Nick Fuentes video. And I think it's interesting when people talk about something that's outside their field. When I created this channel, I never expected to make a video like this, but here we are. It's absurd. It's outrageous. That's why I made it to be a funny video. It is a funny video. I was originally going to call it Teenage Mutant Nick Fuentes 2, The Secret of the Jews, but the title didn't really work for the content of the video, and just isn't the whole premise so funny? Isn't this all just ridiculous? Making the video, but... So those are the videos from last year. I made a lot less videos last year than I have in years prior, going all the way back to 2021. I made 20 videos last year, 22 videos or something. And in other years, I had made about 100 videos. I would do a live stream a week plus a video a week, sometimes 2 videos a week. But 2025 was rough for Ninja Turtles content. And where I've been, where have I been? Why didn't I stream for a year? What's the mystery? I just didn't feel like it. I don't know if it was just bad Ninja Turtles content. I just didn't feel interested. I didn't feel up to it. I wasn't excited about it. I wasn't passionate about anything. But, and I think in general, maybe I haven't been interested in a lot recently. So it's not just Ninja Turtles. I'm not interested in anything recently. I'm bored of everything. I'm just not interested. But wasn't interested in Ninja Turtles last year. So I went a little light on the videos. I still made some, though. It was nice to take my time with videos. I could just chip away, work 5 minutes a day or something on it, and just kind of do it one step at a time. I think the quality of videos went up. I only made 22. The quality went up. I went from bad quality to poor quality. I'm working my way up the rung. Working my way up the ladder. Every rung is tough, so tried to make a little bit more quality. Cranking out a video a week really puts you on a schedule that is tough to maintain with the quality. But so those were my videos last year. Moving right along to news of 2025. Can you believe it's already January 13th, 2026? We had bad news last year. The last Ronin movie was canceled. I guess it was officially greenlit at some point. And can you cancel a movie that doesn't exist? They announced it and then they canceled their announcement. I don't know how that works. But very sad. This was a movie I was looking forward to. To keep the Turtles franchise alive, they need to cater to adults. They need to drop the kiddie stuff, drop the Nickelodeon, Fairly Odd Parents, Phineas and Ferb kind of goofy stuff. Quit doing this Samurai Jack, derpy stuff. Cater to adults, make a serious show. I think that's the only way for them to move forward. They need to tap into a new market. They need to forge a new path. They need to come up with something to appeal to adults. Tails didn't hit. Rise didn't hit. All that stuff. Mutant Mayhem did okay, and it didn't do great. But I'm very sad for the loss of the last Ronin movie. But at the same time, I do understand to an extent why they decided to cancel the movie and the game. It might not be the right story. It's a story where everyone dies. Everyone's, committing seppuku. And I think I would like a rated R story, of course. And the comics themselves, they declined in quality with each issue. The original 5-issue miniseries. First issue is great, and they 2 through 4 were okay, and 5 was honestly underwhelming. The conclusion to the story is not a satisfying ending to the game or movie if it followed the comic stuff, and everything after the first miniseries in the Last Ronin world sucks. I don't care about the new Turtles. I don't care about any of this other Lost Years stuff. First miniseries was good. After that, not as good. But I'd like an R-rated movie, but don't be locked into the comics. Don't adapt a comic beat for beat. Give me an original story that works for movies. I don't want to see a play-by-play storyboard of the comic being just transformed into a movie. So, S13, the game is canceled too. Yeah, I guess. They haven't officially announced it, but there's been no news in 2 years. The company laid off like half their staff a year or two ago, and they're not going to do a game without a movie, I don't think. So if we get it, it would be a great surprise, but I would say, yeah, it's canceled. Or shelved permanently, however they phrase it. They have so many different names. Oh, it's paused. It's on hiatus. We're going to revisit that at another time. So, don't adapt the comic. People don't care about comics. We're all like hardcore Ninja Turtles fans. We know what The Last Ronin is. Go ask one of your normie friends if they've heard of The Last Ronin. Go ask someone on the street if they've heard of The Last Ronin. They probably, people don't care about comics. They care about movies and TV. And the Ninja Turtles haven't broken into that world in a while. And The Last Ronin story didn't make as big of a splash as some people think it did. So I don't care about comic accuracy or lore. If the movie is good, I'll enjoy it. I don't want to see a panel-for-panel remake of a comic in a movie. Just give me something good. I don't see the comics as a source for everything. I know the Turtles were created in the comics, and that's where they started out. And I, of course, have reverence for the medium and whatnot, but people like comic movies, not comics, it seems. Comic movies make billions of dollars, and comic companies sell 5,000 copies. Comic people, there was this confusion. Comic people are not hip, I would say. They're not tastemakers. They're not thought leaders. They don't come up with the most interesting stories. They kind of crank out fluff every month. It's like a soap opera of superheroes. They have to write a story. Something has to happen every month. And it leaves something to be desired. But all that being said, of course, I would like to see an R-rated movie, and I would rather have The Last Ronin instead of nothing. So that's that. Next big news story of 2025. First news story, Last Ronin movie and probably game canceled. Next story, Tales of the TMNT TV show canceled. Two big cancellations, big news stories, two big cancellations. At first, 2 additional seasons of the Tales show were announced. It was going to be a 4-season show instead of a 2-season show as originally announced. They announced 2 additional seasons and then it was canceled. So they promoted something and then it didn't happen. They backed away. The first season of the show sucked. I heard the second season was better. I haven't watched it yet. I might eventually. I probably will. I heard it was a lot better. It seems darker, more action-oriented. But the show just didn't connect. Did any of you guys like this show? I don't know. It had that glitchy frame animation. It just didn't feel, it didn't have a cool vibe. The storytelling was weird. The first 6 episodes were a slog to get through. More power to you if you like it, but wasn't my thing. And Nickelodeon did everything they possibly could to promote the show, nurture the show, advertise it, make sure people watch it. They did everything they could. They didn't leave this show out to dry. They're not going to spend their money to not have a hit. They want it to hit. They promoted it everywhere they could. But with the show being canceled, nothing. Ninja Turtles is coming out in 2026. No new episodes or seasons of the show. It's just going to be a chill year, I guess. It's going to be a down year. Maybe they're hoping to let the buzz die down and reboot in 2027. I don't know. But this show ended at 24 episodes, and it's the shortest running TV show from the Ninja Turtles ever. Not a good trajectory for this episodes per show count. Less episodes every show, decreasing popularity with every version of the Turtles, big drop with Rise of the TMNT. They really shot themselves in the foot after Rise. Completely reinventing the Turtles turned off a lot of people. Looks like completely reinventing something into something completely different isn't a good idea to do. But nonetheless, Rise has some memorable moments, as does Tales of the TMNT, but less episodes equals less money, less viewers, less popularity. The shows got canceled because they weren't good. So Ninja Turtles on a downward slide, a downward trajectory right now. Make the adult content. What do you have to lose? Next, coming up, additional news that was a little bit sad for 2025. Not great news. Mutant Mayhem 2 pushed back about a year, delayed. Supposed to come out in 2026. Now it's coming out in 2027. And I gotta say, the Mutant, if it even happens, the Mutant Mayhem sequel will probably suck. I am not excited for this movie. I have no more optimism for this version of the Turtles. My hope, my excitement, it's no longer. The Mutant Mayhem universe is screwed up, and I wouldn't be surprised if this movie gets canceled. The Tales comic is not good. The Tales TV show, not good. Did you guys see Chrome Alone 2 before the SpongeBob movie? That 5-minute short before the SpongeBob movie, Chrome Alone 2? Terrible. Horrible. 0 out of 10. The Mutants Unleashed video game was not so good. This is just not a good version of Turtles. It just doesn't connect for some reason. But even if the second movie is good, the lore is so bad leading into it that I'm really not excited for it. They're really going to have to surprise me if this movie is good. They're really going to have to pull a rabbit out of a hat. But is it even possible to make a good movie in this world? I don't know. I'm going in with an open mind, but I'm not too excited. All the stuff I've seen, gender swapping, Bishop, race swapping, April. They were going to make Casey a girl, Casey Jones a girl. It's enough. They're turning it into something completely different. They're just making it like a generic franchise. Just make it the Ninja Turtles. Do it well. And it shows in sales. I gotta say, I'm not alone here. I know it sounds like I'm whining and I'm complaining, and I am. I'm very good at that. That's why everybody tunes in. They like to hear me complain in an intelligent way. But the movie box office in millions decreases over time. It diminishes. They're getting diminishing returns with the strategy they've been pursuing. Out of the Shadows was considered a bomb. It canceled the Michael Bay trilogy and made it just 2 movies. It bombed at $246 million, and Mutant Mayhem made a lot less than that. And I know it cost less to make the movie, but I don't know if this accounts for inflation. Tickets are like 4 times as much as they were in 2016. So they're charging twice as much and making half as much money. It's not looking good. It wasn't a out of the ballpark hit. It definitely, I think it did okay. But that's the Mutant Mayhem sequel. They're on a bad trajectory, and it's coming out 4 years after the original. The first came out in 2023, and the sequel's going to come out in 2027. Any kids that liked the first one are going to be grown up now, and it's just going to be adults seeing it, dragging their kids along. Everyone's like, all the kids are going to be 20 now. Just make it for adults. Kids want to see adult stuff. I remember when I was 10, I liked adult stuff. Give me at least R, PG-13, R. Think kids aren't watching this? We got to make baby content? We're appealing to like the toddler crowd? Toddlers don't have any money. Why are you marketing to toddlers? Can't even drive. But yeah, they got to make a movie for adults and they'll do well. Look at all the top TV shows and top movies. They're adult stuff. The Penguin, like Game of Thrones. I'm drawing a blank right now. It's like adult shows that are the most popular shows. People aren't sitting around watching Peppa Pig. Well, they are, but not in the same terms as adult shows. By adult, I don't, you guys know what I mean. Next, more bad news. It was all bad news in 2025 for the Turtles. Playmates Toys is parting ways with the Ninja Turtle franchise. They have been partnered together since like 1986 or 1987 or whatever. And I don't know if the breakup between Playmates Toys and the Ninja Turtles is mutual. They have been, Playmates has been like the exclusive longtime TMNT toy maker for 40 years or whatever. I don't know if Playmates dumped the Turtles or if the Turtles dumped Playmates. But I do know in the past 10 years, there's been increased competition. I feel like for a long time, it was only Playmates making the only action figures for Ninja Turtles. But in the past 10 years, there's been a increased competition. I'd say it's oversaturated. Everyone's making TMNT toys. It's great to have so many choices, but NECA, Super 7, Jakks Pacific, Funko, there's like 1,000 different choices. There's statues, there's bootleg figures, those Fury toys, Medi toys. There are so many choices, and like NECA has a line for the movies, for the comics, for the TV show, for obscure figures, for Archie, for Mirage. They've put out like 500 figures in the past few years. And I feel like it's oversaturated. So Playmates has probably had a tough time competing in that market. They have to make the like basic budget $10 figures. They're in like the low end area of the pool. They don't make the high end collectibles. They try. Sometimes they try, but... And I also don't know if the license fees, I don't know their financial agreement with Paramount. I don't know if they like license a fee to make the Turtles toys. I don't know if they pay a royalty per toy. I don't know if their royalties are going up. And but what I do know, Playmates was the one who announced the 4th season of Tales of the TMNT. Playmates Toys was the one who announced the 4th season of the TV show, and then it got canceled. So Playmate was the one to make the announcement, and maybe they're getting jerked around by Paramount. I did hear a rumor Playmates was happy to move on, and the Turtles are like up to. I heard just recently the Turtles were like 75% of their total revenue for certain years. So essentially, Playmates was just a Ninja Turtles company. They were that's all they did. 75% of their total revenue was just Turtles toys. Turtles are their biggest customer, their biggest client, their best-selling product. Their relationship with Paramount is the core of their business. Paramount is a big customer, Nickelodeon, the Turtles, but they might be a hassle. When Playmates Playmates is like a mom and pop, or they were originally, was like more of like a smaller mom and pop kind of. They had a relationship with the people behind the Turtles, the creators of the Ninja Turtles, Peter Laird and Kevin Eastman. They had a relationship with these guys. It was the 80s. They met in person, and now it's a big corporation. It's Nickelodeon, Paramount. Now it's Paramount Skydance. So, they were... The Ninja Turtles might have been the big customer, but it might have been a hassle. And with an increasing royalty or license fees, maybe they didn't make a lot of profit. They didn't have a lot of creativity. It was just a hassle getting bossed around by Nickelodeon. So, and also on top of everything, regardless of all that stuff, it's a changing market and kids don't buy toys anymore. On top of all that, kids just aren't buying toys. So no matter what you do, it's going to be, you're swimming upstream. But one of the interesting things, I'm pretty sure without Playmates toys, there would be no original Ninja Turtles TV show. I guess they wanted to do a toy line, but they wouldn't do the toy line without a TV show, the 1987 show, to promote the toys. So it's pretty interesting that this company is responsible for the original 1987 TV show, which led to a lot of success, big Turtle Mania, knock it out of the park, home run, popular TV show. So who will pick up the mantle from Playmates? Who will pick up the mantle from Playmates? Will they send it to another toy company? Will another toy get the master exclusive license, or will they just open it up to everybody? Will there even be a master, Hasbro, Mattel, McFarlane Toys, Jazzwares? Will there even be a master toy maker, or will they just let everyone make all the toys they want? We will wait and see, because at the end of this year, Playmates is splitting ways, parting ways with the Ninja Turtles. And like I said, not sure if it's mutual or if someone dumped someone. Who knows if we'll ever get the real scoop. Stephen Murphy says, not to sound harsh here, Playmates is the grandparents of the TMNT for other companies. They're now in retirement. Yeah, I kind of understand what you mean. They got the ball rolling. S13, Playmates was perfect for TMNT in the 80s and 90s. It was good while it lasted. Love the original releases and the vehicles. Yeah, I hope they re-release the original figures this year so I can get those. But, pretty exciting stuff. 40-year relationship closed. So a little bit sad, but I understand why they're moving on. If they got to do what they got to do. Next, the comic books. More not so great news for the Ninja Turtles. I wish I had something I have one happy story to report, but a lot of the news of 2025 was not good for the Turtles. There was a bunch of little victories. There were small battles that were won, but there were a few wars that were lost. I got to say, the comics dropped 200,000 orders over the course of 2025. They lost 200,000 orders. What a drop. That's like 16,000 people per issue. They lost each issue. They dropped 16,000 people. They quit reading. Sales for the comic was 300,000. Not even sales. Orders are, that's like what the shop orders, and then they try and sell that. So actual sales are even less than these inflated numbers. So in 2024, Ninja Turtles #1 got 300,000 in orders. And then back in 2025, a month or two ago, number 13 got 100,000 in orders. They lost 200,000 orders. And of course, actual sales are much less. These numbers are highly inflated. It's not a good look for the comics. They're losing people left and right. Whatever they're doing isn't working. And this 100,000 number is still inflated. They're doing blind bag comics now. Like there's special variant covers and it's in a blind bag and you're supposed to buy 10 to hopefully get the cover you want. Who is buying these? I can understand buying one. You're going to buy one anyway. You buy a blind bag. But if you're buying like 30 of them just to get a variant cover, just look at the art online. Print it out. Look at the art. Appreciate the art. It's just a cover. These crazed nerds are buying 50 copies of the same comic just to get a special cover. Oh, it's a special cover. It's not that special. They're treating the comics like collectibles. They're not made for reading. They're made to be collectible, like a Funko Pop or something. Make good books. Write a good story. Enough with these nonsense. Novels from 200 years ago still sell gangbusters because they're good. You don't need to put Moby Dick or whatever. You don't need to put Lord of the Rings or Frankenstein in a blind bag. Catcher in the Rye. People buy it. They print new editions every year. Focus on writing a good story. Enough of these gimmicks. And like I said, there's no resale value. You're going to buy this book for $250, and then you're going to realize there's no market to sell it in. They create this illusion of demand, this illusion of scarcity. Oh, it's a 1 in 250 copy. You have to buy 250 just to hopefully get this one. You're buying into a gimmick. You're getting tricked. You're being naive. I mean, some of the covers look great. Look at the art online. Buy one. So that 100,000 number is still inflated. They've abandoned writing good stories in exchange for tricking people into buying multiple copies to inflate their numbers. They're treating comics like a collectible instead of art. The selling point should be quality, not resale value. So that's their business practices. Annoying. In addition to that, new creative team, new writer, second new writer, another new artist. They've had like 6 so far on this new run. Each of the first 5 issues had a different artist or so. So second major artist. The characters just don't feel the same. They're written by different people in a different time, and they're telling different stories with a different tone. In a lot of ways, the story ended when Tom Waltz left 6 years ago. I think it might have ended with issue 100. They lost the continuity. They lost the feeling for these characters. It just doesn't feel the same. They lost the plot. Literally, I don't know what the plot is. I don't follow it. I don't buy or read these or anything. And the comic book tropes, bringing characters back from the dead, it's just so corny. And it also takes out the emotional impact of anything. If someone gets killed, you just think, oh, well, they'll probably be back next month. What's the point of that? Why would you want to read an emotional story? Or nothing counts. If you're just killing people, bringing them back from the dead, it's just so lowbrow and it's just so predictable and stale. And the covers, it's like their version of clickbait. They put stuff in the covers that sometimes aren't even in the issue. Or they have great art on the cover and then mediocre art on the inside. And then the exciting thing is always going to happen in the next issue. You got to get the next issue. It's always happening next month. Nothing ever really happens, but it's going to happen next. Just trust me, 2 more weeks and you're going to be satisfied. So that's the comics. They lost 200,000 orders and I'm not surprised. So best piece of news, my favorite piece of news from 2025, the best thing I did Ninja Turtles wise was seeing the 1990 movie in theaters for the first time. I never saw this movie in theaters. It was re-released in 2020. I didn't have a chance to see it then. And I think they've like remastered it. I think it was like a remastered version or some sort of touched up version. And it looked so good. It looked great. It sounded great. And seeing it on a big screen like that, it was so crazy. I mean, different parts stick out. You notice different things. When the screen is giant, I saw it on a big giant screen. It was so loud. Had a great time. It was fun. There's only 3 other people in my theater. The ticket was like $20 or something. I thought, yeah, of course, you're charging people a lot of money for this ticket here. But 3 other people, 3 other cool bros. I almost wanted to say, "What's up, bros? We're awesome. Let's go." But some of these guys didn't look like they were too social. One didn't look like he was verbal. I was scared of this one guy. I don't think he was verbal. But different parts stuck. Some parts looked really good. And honestly, seeing it so nice, so nicely upgraded, some parts looked kind of hokey. You could see the seams of the costumes, and you could see in that guy's mouth in that one scene when he opens the mask up, and it was cool. And I noticed things that I had never noticed before in the movie. Little moments hit me differently. So, certain moments were like emotional. I was into it. The movie was so good. And it's old too. I didn't realize this movie is so old. It really felt older. Seeing it remastered it's like an artifact now. But I had new reactions to scenes. I had, I've seen this movie a bunch of times, but new reactions to scenes I had already seen before. It was emotional. It was a good movie, powerful movie. And there was a little behind-the-scenes featurette before the film. Was good, too. The behind-the-scenes feature was cool, seeing how they make all the costumes. And Jim Henson, the Muppet guy, did the costumes, and they put it all together with the remote control masks and stuff. So, very exciting. And Secret of the Ooze, the 1991 live-action Ninja Turtles movie, is also being re-released in theaters later this year. I don't know if it's going to be in March or this fall or something, but pretty cool to get these re-released and remastered and retouched. I know the Blu-ray trilogy came out recently from Arrow Video. It's like a Blu-ray trilogy and 4K trilogy of all the different Ninja Turtles movies. Pretty cool stuff that came out, and people are getting into that stuff again. The vintage retro movie re-release thing, redone in 4K. So that's it. Bittersweet year for Ninja Turtles. A lot of bad news. A lot of good news. A lot of stuff came out. Unfortunately, a lot of the quality, I didn't like a lot of the stuff that came out. So that's how it is being a Ninja Turtles fan. You get a ton of stuff to choose from, but you don't like any of it. We have 40 flavors. We serve 40 flavors of ice cream, but most of them are lima bean and concrete and vomit. We have a lot of flavors, but they're all gross. So I had a lot of choices of Ninja Turtles stuff here, but I didn't like any of it. So it was kind of like Twilight Zone. It's like being trapped in a prison. I got all this Ninja Turtles content, but I don't like any of it. But that's how it goes. It's bittersweet. Sometimes life is bittersweet. And now the news portion of the show is over, and it's tea time. We can just have a quick cup of tea with our pizza, and we can hang out. I opened the window, and we can relax for a second. Let me turn on some Shell Wave, my Ninja Turtles lo-fi music, and we can chill for a second. And it's raining outside. What do you know? So thank you guys again for joining me. Did you guys have a good night? Is it fun to stream again? Do I sound different? Do I sound a year older? Do I sound raspy and mature? Am I mature? Do I have like a cool low radio voice? Honestly, my voice sucks, and I think it's only gotten worse in the past year. Not a fan. Hey, Cat Yellow Ranger. Hey, William. Hey, Makoto. Oh, we're doing a tea. Let's type a tea in the chat. Tea for tea time. We're gonna spill the tea. We're just gonna gossip. Just us girls. Tea! We're just gossiping. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, tea for turtles. It's good to see you guys again. I think about you guys from time to time. I do think about you. I wonder how you are. I wonder how you've been. I wonder what's going on in your lives. I read your little chats. I learn about you guys. Hope everything's going well. Hope everything's going well. I wish you guys the best. I wish you guys well. Well, it was a fun year. Oh, breaking news! Breaking news! So, my Ninja Turtles channel returns to stream. Turtle Tuesday. Breaking news. My Ninja Turtles channel returns to stream coming up at 9. Coming up after the break, 40 minutes continuous rock block. Continuous hits coming up at 9. That's the news. Little news break. Gotta do a little news break. Forgot to do that earlier. Breaking news. I'm here. You know what? I opened the video. I opened the window. I'm gonna step outside for a second, hit my pizza vape. Just pizza steam. Pizza steam vape. 2-puff Pizza Tuesday. We're all hitting our pizza steam vapes out there. Time to relax a little bit. The show is over. Now it's just time to chill. Chilling with the bros. Chilling with the boys. And some girls as well. I know you're out there. I thank you for joining me. I do think my channel is like 90% guys, though. My viewership and all that, 90% guys. It's a boys' club. You girls are welcome, but you know, you gotta be on your best behavior. Nice. Well, what can I say? I think that's the end of the show. Thank you guys for joining me. I know it's been I call my weekly live stream. You know, it's a weekly live stream that I haven't done since 2024. Whoops! I'll see you next week. Hopefully, maybe next week, 2027. See you in 1 week and a year. What if it's another year again before I stream again? That'd be funny. Might have some stuff coming up, so tune in next week, I think. Hopefully, we'll see. And maybe I'll do another stream again. Thank you all for joining me, of course. I do appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe if you don't already. Leave a comment to the replay gang. What's up? Leave a comment. And if you watched just now, wait for the video to finish and then leave a comment once it uploads and all that. Help a bro out. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on Twitter and all that jazz. What else can I say? My voice cracked earlier. Had technical problems for the first stream back. I'm back. Technical problems. Way to start off on a high note. That's how it goes. But I've said it all. Perhaps I've said too much. I guess there's just one thing left to say. Cowabunga!